All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakodah.
Mahalaim, Albashim Yahushai, Barakatay Hawa, Barakatay Yahushai, Barakatay Hawa, Barakatay Yahushai, Barakatay Hawa, Barakatay Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders and teachers of GMS. And shalom to you, brothers out there, because the end is upon us. It's almost here, man. The chip is next. Chip is next, and then World War III. And then he's going to show up, and then we're out of here. Just a little current event situation. We're in California right now. There has been earthquakes since yesterday, and yesterday was the 4th of July. So I'm going to get this in Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's where we're at. Do you know what the one about the earthquakes in diverse places? Go and look that one up. So, because it's almost time. These are the birth pains. The birth pains. The earth knows it's coming. The animals know it's coming. The Edomites knows it's coming. And I don't know, man. I'm in a real good mood. Ever since I heard about those earthquakes, not only that, but also the Nebraska breadbasket, they're not growing any corn, so they're not, there's going to be famine in this country. The end is coming, and with the end is our Savior going to come. You got that with the earthquakes?
Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven.
Man, that's a whole bunch that's a meal right there. The great signs in heaven, well, this is one of them. We're out here prophesying. Read that again, and then let's go section by section.
This is Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
Hold on right there. So we're witnessing earthquakes all over the globe. There's earthquakes that happen naturally, and then there's, what I mean naturally is that they're like the Pacific Rim. That's where they happen all the time. So it's not too it's not a surprise. But around here, earthquakes don't happen too much. There was 2 yesterday and 1 today, so that's 3. So we're keep going. We're going good.
And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines.
The famine, like I was saying about Nebraska, the breadbasket. They can't grow corn. Man, everybody in America eats corn. This country depends on corn. High corn fructose is in everything. Cornmeal, you gotta have your breakfast. You gotta have cereals. Damn. So if there's no corn, you can't feed your citizens. It's like Egypt all over again. Keep going.
And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences.
Pestilences. So, pestilences are those diseases that Esau concocts. Like, he's got this motherfucking thing called Ebola, dengue, fucking what else? He has some other bullshit. Well, right now in the ocean somewhere, There's a U.S. Navy vessel that's being quarantined. Has been out there floating for 2 months. That's not the first time this happened, because they got some sort of illness. So let's read that whole verse again.
This is Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines,
Check.
and pestilences,
Check.
and fearful sights.
Fearful sights, man. Oh man. Fearful sights they're in the making. They're coming. And one of those fearful sights is the prophets are going to get power. The prophets are going to get real power. That's going to be a fearful sight. Like that one movie, did you ever see that movie with that Sandra Bullock? She can't see, she covers her fucking eyes. Well, there's a fucking movie like that. I forgot. You know, that must not be important. But this is the next step. Fearful sights, like fucking people getting beheaded for the chip. People getting beheaded because they don't want to take the chip. People taking the chip. Oh shit, you don't believe in the chip? Damn it. Today I was at work, and this lady was talking about her sister, how she had some sort of fucking disease where she couldn't move the Lord jacked her body up so bad, her fucking feet curled in, her back shrunk. She was devastated, man. So the what Esau did to correct it was implant a chip in her fucking brain. What the hell you mean there ain't no fucking microchips like that? This is Revelation 13. And 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire cometh down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. So and that's just what's going to happen, because in verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So that's those sights, those miracles. And then in verse 16 right here, and he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So that technology is the mark of the beast. RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. That lady got that shit, and now guess what? She can walk right. And they show you in the movie Upgrade. That's happening. Alright, so now let's get into that A.A. Allen. So you got any scriptures for me? I'm gonna set me up, like, which one should I go first?
Acts 2 and 17.
Let me know whenever you get it and whenever you want me to read it. Hey, because last week, man, last week the apostles put us on to some news about this dude. We'll say he might be an Israelite. His origins are not that important, but he had a prophecy. He had a dream. A.A. Allen, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the article that the Great Millstone Camp brothers that put out. His name is A.A. Allen, and he wrote down his prophecies. And like we said, we don't know if he's a Israelite or a heathen, but scriptures say that the Most High prophecies would be on all flesh.
Yeah.
So if you want to read that real quick, yeah.
This is Acts 2:17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams.
So right there it said he'll pour his spirit out onto all flesh. So we don't know if this man A.A. Allen was an Israelite or a heathen, but we know that back when Pharaoh had visions, okay? Pharaoh had visions and prophecies that he dreamed about, and Joseph he had to interpret them.
Yeah. Hey, that's there you go, man.
Yeah.
So right there, see, the scriptures do all the talking. We don't have to come up here and start making up some stories.
Yeah, because it was prophesied. Because Pharaoh had a dream that there would be 7 years of famine.
You know where that's at? Let me get it.
I don't know where
Let me see. We won't worry about it right now.
yeah. But it was because it was and Pharaoh's baker too had dreams, because he got locked up. He got locked up in prison with Joseph. You know.
Yeah, hey, that's a powerful story right there, because Joseph had to interpret those dreams that the Pharaoh couldn't understand. So even a heathen, a dirty Hamite got those dreams. Hey, the Lord will give anybody dreams.
Second Chronicles 16 and 9. I'm gonna read this article first. Here's the article that A.A. Allen prophesied about. It says, "My Vision of the Destruction of America" by A.A. Allen, and this was on July 4th, 1954.
July 4th, baby. Hey, and there was fireworks and all that shit yesterday, but there was also earthquakes. Who was paying attention to that? The prophets.
Yep, July 4th, 1954. So that was Independence Day.
Oh man.
So, but really, Independence Day is for the Edomites, because when you look up definition for independent, it's free from outside control, not depending on another's authority, not depending on another for livelihood, capable of thinking or acting for oneself, not connected with another or with each other, separate. And that's what these Edomites are, and that's what Independence Day is all about.
Let me get this to back you up. This is Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So Pharaoh was like, man, what's going on? And now these Edomites are trying to be independent. Hey, they know what's going on. Want me to get that in Chronicles?
Hold on, let me. All right, so it was on July 4, 1954, and he said when he had the vision, he was atop the Empire State Building, and he said, "As I stood atop the Empire State Building, I could see the Statue of Liberty." And the Statue of Liberty, that's like the symbol of America. The Statue of Liberty illuminating the gateway to the new world. Here spread before me like an animated map is an area 60 or 80 miles in diameter. I was amazed that the Spirit of the Lord should so move me there atop the Empire State Building. Why should I feel such a surge from His Spirit and power there? And this is the vision heard the voice of the Lord, it was as clear, as distinct as a voice could be. It seemed to come from the very midst of the giant telescope. But when I looked at the telescope, I knew it hadn't come from there, but directly from heaven. The voice said, 2 Chronicles 16:9.
2 Chronicles 16:9. For the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai run to and fro throughout the whole world, the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars.
Because what that's talking about is that if you go 2 verses up, if you want to read 2 verses up, it talks about.
This is 2 Chronicles 16:7. And at that time, Hanani the seer came to Asa, king of Judah, and said unto him, because thou hast relied on the king of Syria, and not relied on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thine hand.
So it was a king, king of Judah, named Asa, and Hanani the seer came up to him and told him, because you didn't rely on the Lord, now there's going to be wars. And you could read the next one.
17 or 8.
8.
This is 2 Chronicles 16:8. Were not the Ethiopians and the Lubims a huge host with very many chariots and horsemen, yet because thou didst rely on the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he delivered them into thine hand.
Yep, so at that time, the Ethiopians, they were a big host. There was a lot of them. But since he relied on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he delivered them.
Okay, so now that the brother said that, I got this in the second book of Maccabees, chapter 5, starting at verse 2. And then it happened that through all the city, for the space almost of 40 days, there were seen horsemen running in the air in cloth of gold and armed with lances, like a band of soldiers, and troops of horsemen in array, encountering and running one against another, with shaking of shields and multitude of pikes, and drawing of swords, and casting of darts, and glittering of golden ornaments, and harnesses of all sorts. Wherefore every man prayed that the apparition might turn to good. That's war. That's what you're gonna see. That's what you're gonna see. Not only is that war, that's spiritual war. Man, they didn't want to see that. This is the next one you want me to do. That must have been scary. And that was just to scare them. The next time these people see things like that, it's gonna be for real. Chariots are gonna be shooting lightning, boom, lasers, disintegrating stuff.
You still got 2 Chronicles 16:9.
Yeah.
Read that again, and then I'll go back to it.
This is 2 Chronicles 16:9. For the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai run to and fro. And I just gotta say this. That's how they run to and fro with the chariots. Chariots I just read in 2 Maccabees. I'm gonna go back and start it over. You want to say something? 2 Chronicles 16:9. For the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to shew himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou dost.
Talking about that. Right there it said, on behalf of those whose heart is perfect toward him. He's talking about the elect, the elected. Because those are the ones who are going to prove, to show that their heart is towards Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, because how does what are we doing? We're trying to follow these laws. We're trying to feed his sheep. We're trying to do everything that Yahweh Shai told us to do. And we know that he's alive, but he's also here, but he's also not here. We can't see him, we can't feel him, but he's tangible, man. And the word tangible means to touch. He's tangible. I mean, we're tangible to him, but he's also tangible to us because we got to pray to him.
Finish that last part of
Verse 9.
yeah.
16 and 9 in 2 Chronicles. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars.
So right there, he said he heard a voice. When he had the vision, he heard a voice, and it said, 2 Chronicles 16 and 9, and that now you're gonna have wars. So now it said, immediately when I heard the voice of God, I knew this was a quotation of scripture, but never before had a thing come to me so forcibly by the power of the Spirit. This is about the automatic clock.
Oh man.
The ticking of the telescope stopped. The man before me had used up his dime's worth. As he stepped away, I knew that I was next. As I stepped onto the telescope and dropped in my dime, immediately the ticking started again. This ticking was the automatic clock with the this ticking was the automatic clock which would allow me to use the telescope for a limited time only.
That's also going into this atomic clock. The atomic clock is accurate, and also GPS satellites. Because GPS satellites, there's a ton, all right. They're called Navstars, 1 through 11, except for number 7 because it never made it to orbit, and that's just in the United States. So the atomic clock is accurate, man. So what this guy's trying to tell us right now is that the times that are described in the scriptures are accurate. Go ahead.
He said, as I swung the telescope to the north, suddenly the Spirit of God came upon me in a way that I would never thought of before. Seemingly in the Spirit, I was entirely caught away. I knew that the telescope itself had nothing to do with the distance, which I was suddenly enabled to see. For I seemed to see things far beyond the range of the telescope. Even on a bright, clear day. It was simply that God had chosen this time to reveal these things to me. For as I looked through the telescope, it was not Manhattan Island I saw, but a far larger view. And the next vision is a North American continent.
Oh. Let me get this real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. Well, I'm gonna start with the first verse because this is beautiful scripture. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So I'm gonna skip down to 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time to war and a time to peace. But hold on, man. I thought you Christians said that the Lord was all love. You just said a time to hate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get after you. Oh man. And there's gonna be a time to destroy the wicked. going to be a time to give his elect the power.
Just hold on, Jeremiah 51:7. Going back to the article, the North American continent, he said that morning much of the view was impaired by fog. But suddenly, as the Spirit of the Lord came upon me, the fog seemed to clear until it seemed that I could see for thousands of miles.
So hey, when he was dreaming, he was taken up in a chariot.
Because he was seeing this from the Empire State Building.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he was higher than that. And then not only that, I don't know if this ever happened to any of you brothers out there, or any of you viewers, but I have these dreams sometimes where I'm on let's say the last one I remember is I'm riding a bike, right? And I'm coming up on a hill. And as I'm going over the hill, something takes me and just takes me up. Takes me up in the spirit. But here I am as a human man, so afraid of that experience, and also so powerful experience, and also me, I stopped it. You know, I reached for the earth, and then I stopped going up, and then I came back down. I'm not trying to make this shit up, man. I'm not trying to make myself up to build myself up. I'm trying to be honest here. I'm telling you people, I'm dearly beloved, I'm telling you the truth.
It said, I could see for thousands of miles, but that which I was looking upon was not Manhattan Island. It was all of the North American continent spread out before me, as a map is spread upon a table.
Hey, well, as a map is spread upon a table, that's what generals and soldiers do. So here we have the Lord showing this individual his war map.
It said, it was not the East River and the Hudson River that I saw on either side, but the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean.
Damn. Okay, so now you got to think to yourself, how high do you have to be? And I don't mean that in a party sense. How up in altitude do you have to be to see both the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean and still focus on North America? He didn't say that he was still on the Empire State Building. He said he realized he wasn't even looking through that telescope anymore. Spirit took him away.
It was spread out like a map on the table.
Damn, man. And to see everything clearly like that, that must have been a powerful vision, man. But the water Yahweh Shem Shai, this man wrote it down. Go ahead. Well, before you get that, because we were talking about the faithful, right? The faithful. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, verse 14. To fear Yahweh Shem Shai is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. Didn't you say it was the elect? Because if you're chosen, then you were made like this.
Chosen in the womb.
So yeah, because every man that goes into a camp or calls himself the elect was chosen from the womb. But you know, the ones that fall out like that, they were chosen too, but they were chosen to fail. A few of us were chosen to succeed and to win and to conquer this thing, to finish the race.
It said, but the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. Okay, he's seen the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. And instead of the Statue of Liberty standing there in the bay on her small island, I saw her standing far out in the Gulf of Mexico.
Damn. Hey, so that was a spiritual thing for this individual.
It says she was between me and the United States. It said, I suddenly realized that the telescope had nothing to do with what I was seeing, but that it was a vision coming directly from God. And to prove this to myself, I took my eyes away from the telescope so that I was no longer looking through the lens, but the same scene remained before me.
Dang. That's a powerful dream. To remember your dream like that, it had to have been powerful. And then he's debating with himself, is this real?
It says, great cities. It says, there, clear and distinct, lay all the North American continent with all its great cities. To the north lay the Great Lakes. Far to the northeast was New York City. I could see Seattle and Portland far to the northwest. Down the west coast there was San Francisco and Los Angeles.
That's Babylon. Spiritual Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Closer in the foreground lay New Orleans at the center of the Gulf Coast area. I could see the great towering ranges of the Rocky Mountains and trace with my eye the continental divide. All this and more I could see spread out before me as a great map upon a table.
That verse 7. Let me know when you drop it.
Okay, now we're coming up to the gigantic hand.
Damn. Stretched out hand.
It said, as I looked, suddenly from the sky I saw a giant hand reach down. That gigantic hand was reaching out towards the Statue of Liberty. In a moment, her gleaming torch was torn from her hand.